Thank you. And next, representing Ridgefield, Washington, please say hello to Alex Vigu.
Hey everybody. So I'm going to start with the second poem that I brought, so not the bus poem. And this is just one that I felt connected really well with the bus poem, and they're both sort of from a collection I'm working on about a lot about introspection and stuff. This isn't necessarily true at all, but I think the title will sort of explain that. The title is, I was never the tree in a school play, but I have mastered the part. In the ways I am shelter to the clamshell hands of a passer raccoon. Trunk sanctuary, striped peeling mirror to the bandit. Mask pulled off, regrows with the seasons. I spread arms and fingers to hold on to people, to share seeds of self and become understood. But waxed leaves slip and autumn dead fall. I long for some sweet child running across the cul-de-sac or through the copse to swing by and tear a parchment from me. I want for revealed pulp muscle and trusting repurpose of old dried things. Write the neighbor boy a messy sonnet with sap-smeared ink. Kiss him behind your closed eyes. I'll stand on the soil, searching the crowd for truant parents. Repeat the words over and over in my head, rowing on silent, rehearsed lips. And the poem that's on the buses started off as an excerpt from a poem, but now that I see it as its own poem, it's so much better, just as it is. And this is dedicated to my mom and my grandpa, who are both here today. It's called Camilla. She lets her son dress up in leftover pastels. Does not scorn him when he twirls in a dress. Only laughs and notes the skirt's shape as it swirls. An opening flower, the pink of a cheek. Her own and his. Her father taught her how to garden so that she may cultivate a rare child.
Thank you, Alex. And now we're going to hear from, all the way from what I'm sure is icy Battleground, Washington, Desiree Wright.
Help is always appreciated. Can you hear me? I'm really proud and very excited to be a part of Poetry Moves. I think as someone whose life was saved multiple times through written word and poetry, to have that in a public space so accessible is amazing. And I can't stress enough how proud I am to be a part of this project. So thank you. The poem that I submitted was inspired and came out of the August month of poetry, where you write a postcard, a poem on a postcard every day for the month of August. And you have a list and you send it out and you get about 30 poems in return. And it's a pretty amazing experience. It holds you to a strong limitation of what you can fit on a postcard. And I guess if your writing is really, really nice, you might get like 10 or 12 lines, but mostly it's probably 5 to 7. So it makes you, or at least made me think about every word that I chose to put on that card, to send to a complete stranger. I was inspired about the concept of love and how we're required to love, how we break off those requirements, either through forgiveness or maybe just understanding that at the end of the day, regardless of blood, family, friends, we're just humans, and that's how we move through the world. So the poem is How to Love. Sorry, how do you love? I held her responsible my whole life, hating her choices, hating her words, never able to forgive, only let go. Then I saw her as more than blame, as more than failure, as more than the mother she never was. She's just a woman, like me, making her way in a world not meant for her to make it in. Just a woman, and nothing more. The second piece I'd like to read today is inspired not just by recent events, although it's given me a lot to work with, but the history of colonization and indigenous peoples in this country. American landscape. He uses words like generation, rights, this land is ours. He thinks that standing up for your beliefs is a man's job. He doesn't care how you do it, like John Wayne or Wyatt Earp, just hold your ground. Unless you're a woman, then be quiet, stay home. Unless you're black, then stay unarmed, don't resist. Unless you're native, then it's just an old song and dance. His granddaddy provided, his father provided, he should be able to provide. The dirt under his nails frames his heart, his work is honest, his gun is clean. He has rights too. Early morning coffee warms his cracked, hard-working hands, poster board and marker on the hood of his truck. He is the first to arrive on the jailhouse steps. She uses her mother's words to whisper to the man about the dirty ways of stealing bodies, raping earth, ejecting filth on turtles' back, and burning down the sky. She spits when they say she has it good. She spits when they say she shouldn't want more. She spits when they yell, your people gave up the land years ago. They cuff her wrist, haul her to the back seat, her boot heels dragging lines. She watches them pin her sister face down in dirt, arms pressed back, the way you hold wings to keep a bird from flying. Salmon pit smoke still in her nose, lungs filled with fire. She sings her mother's song. She squints to watch the splintered fence and little dog Cody fade to nothing in the rearview mirror of the flashing black and white. The mob tightens on the jailhouse steps. Rancher man in front holds a sign high with one calloused hand, justice written in red. Thank you.
Yes, so it will be important for us to continue to speak. Thank you for that, Desiree. So I'm originally from Long Island, New York, and so it's taken me some time to get used to the differences, and some differences I'm not used to. But I've spent a lot of time riding the buses here in Vancouver and writing a series of poems that I call Ghost Town, USA. And I wanted to share a few examples of the bus poems that I had written with you because Poetry Moves is very personal to me because I've always had a love of public transportation, and because especially on buses here in Vancouver, I often think about how many of the people who rely on the buses and rely on public transit are folks that some folks would like to ignore or forget. So part of the project of Ghost Town USA eventually became helping these people to be seen, or helping us to remind ourselves that they're here and that they're a part of our community. Ghost Town, USA, waiting for the number 4, 4th plane, Fort Vancouver Way, November 5, 2008. I used to be legally blind. They took me over to Oregon Medical Center and gave me 2 new eyes. On the number 4. Male ego is so fragile. People get so bent out of shape. Look at the scar on my neck. It's a circle. Born in Hawaii, Zebediah is God's gift, a reincarnation of a wrathful deity. Has friends who worship Kali Yuga. Rejected by his father, incorrectly labeled schizophrenic, he suffered from being one of the few on the island with color in his eyes. Travels with a beautiful chestnut-brown service dog named Shiva, the destroyer. Proudly points out the Star of David above his knuckle. You seen Da Vinci Code? 4th plane downtown, 11/21/08. America is on the bus. Where is the bailout for the people on the bus? Who will absolve them of their debts? I hear one of them comment, it's not enough to be rich. 2/28/09, and I have to tell you this is my personal favorite of all of the Ghost Town poems. I did them for about 10 years, but this is my personal favorite. Upper middle class women and their mothers take Hummers to Safeway to pick up poinsettias and birthday cakes. You never know when you might encounter an Iraqi insurgent in the dairy aisle, or a tweaker with a rocket-propelled grenade launcher. I only love it, but yeah, that was one of those moments where the poem just presents itself to you. Number 32, westbound, 8/12/10. Toddler attempts to express his affection for his mother. I love you. I love you. Throwing his head back, pushing his lips forward to proclaim joyfully, I love you. I love you. But she cannot hear. Earbuds blasting away. I love you. I love you. Rather than respond in kind, the boy's mother raises a finger to her lips and shushes him. So that is one of the things that can happen if you're on the bus, to see little moments like that. And I guess one of the things that I'm trying to do with the bus poems that I've done is a kind of like a snapshot, like trying to be faux realistic and not comment too much, try not to judge, but also sometimes you can't help yourself, I guess, from doing that. So now finally I want to read the poem that's going beyond buses this time around. And when I was talking about the gift that poetry can be sometimes, so I was walking, I think I was on, East Reserve, between Evergreen and Mill Plain, and I was watching this leaf fall to the ground, watching it slowly make its way toward the ground. And in the time from when it began to separate from the tree to the time it hit the pavement, this poem formed in my head. So I feel like this was presented to me, Pavement Pastoral. There is a determined melancholy to the suicide dive of autumn leaves as they tear themselves from the limbs of trembling trees to spiral earthward like eels caught in zoetrope flicker. I want to acknowledge some of the other people that are here with us today. I'd like to say thank you to Tiffany Burba, who's our videographer at Ghost Town Poetry Open Mic, and so you can see yourself on YouTube at some point in the future. CBTV is here today, so thank you to them for being here. There's someone from the Columbian with us today, so I want to thank those people from the media who decided to come. And I'd like to thank Erica Marchbank for being one of our volunteers here today and helping out with Arts of Clark County. And now I'd also like to thank, again, Chris Sugg from C-Tran, Tony Partington of Printed Matter Vancouver, and Karen Madsen and Cameron Settles. So thank you so much for making this happen. And I think that one of the things that always happens at these events is forgetting things. So right now I'm thinking about, what am I forgetting? One of the things that we always forget is a picture. before we do that, thank you again to Todd Marshall for being here. Thank you to all of our poets who are going to be on the bus. I mean, one of the things that I say to people about poetry that I think about constantly is it's a one-to-one thing, you know? Even in a room with this many people, if you can reach one person with your poem, then you've done your job, then you've really accomplished something. And so if you really look at it that way, you have no way of telling what sort of impact your poems on the buses are going to have on the lives of the people that will see them. You don't even have any way of knowing how many people will see them. But I have a real belief that and the ripple effect, and that this will have a great impact on our community, a real positive impact on our community. So I want to congratulate all our poets for that, and yeah, and just say thanks again. This was wonderful.
I want to thank Christopher for hosting today, and I want to also encourage all of you to think about perhaps taking a poem card, a channel card, home with you, or thinking about gifting one to someone, because I want you to know that as generous as everyone is in volunteering to do this, the Arts of Clark County has been paying for the printing, and so part of keeping this program going is being able to print these poem cards up every year. So we have C-Tran who has donated 166 buses that these cards are on? Or is it more now?
180.
180 buses, 2 cards on each bus for 6 months. You know, that's a lot of real estate there. You know, when you figure that's a pretty generous donation, and the Arts of Clark County has been working on getting these printed. Cameron's been donating his time and making sure that they look pristine. So if you think you'd like to contribute by buying one of those so this program can continue into its next phase, I really encourage you all to do that. And if you just want to peruse the poems because you haven't seen all of them, they are all out on the tables here. So thank you all very much, and I just wanted to do a plug for helping us get some resources to be able to continue this.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so if we could get the poets up here and anybody else who's willing, who is involved, Aaron, Cameron, anyone who's willing to come up to just take a quick picture, and we'll rely on our friends and family here to take those pictures and then send them to us. I think it'd be great to have all of us together for a moment, right? Is anybody missing? Oh yeah. Desiree? Yeah. Tony? Did you? I knew she was going to try to snip. All right. Do your work. Anybody else? Keep going. Did you bring whiskey, Karen? I'll take a spiked whiskey.
Would that make you smile?
It's pretty cold right now. I think I'd take one of those suckers. All right? Yeah, one of those has got to turn out, right? Okay, thanks everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Oh, we have a few more? Sorry. I was listening to Todd, deferring to Todd. Almost. Okay. Did we get it? Okay, thanks everybody.
Wait. Sorry. There we go.
Okay, thanks everybody.
Could I get all the poets to just come here for one moment? Damien? You want to come on? I just wanted to introduce you all to Damien.